Had a good hike today. Thought I'd do a quick outbrief, particularly on the INOV8 325s, in case anybody was looking to purchase a pair of those. So I'll show them to you here. So here's my setup, the 325s, and I have these OR gaiters. The problem with the gaiters is this elastic top would allow too much water to go down in them. I think they'd be good for snow because they're a little like a Cordura, so they probably stop the snow a little bit better than the Lycra. But with the rain running down my legs, these wouldn't really help that much. I do like them because they're really easy to get on and off. They have snaps and so they just pop right off. So the 325s, totally different than the hiking shoe that I was using, the Vask. These are really a trail runner. For anybody thinking about them, they are super flexible, incredibly light. They've got a great lug on them. Even though they haven't been broken in, they are really sticky. So they do great in the wet conditions. I did notice that when water comes into the boot, it's right where you expect it to be, right there at the transition where this is open mesh. It just sort of comes right in there. But they are as dry as fast as they get wet. The stability on them is different than a boot or even a hiking shoe. They are like a slipper, and because of that, they're super comfortable. The insole was way too soft, and it absorbed shock great, like you'd need for a runner, but I felt like these needed more lateral support, so I've inserted some green Superfeet into them. I think I'll look for some orange Superfeet and see how those go. Like I said, these were 11s. I normally wear between a 9 and a 9.5. They fit just perfect with what I've got. I've got a liner, just what I expect to have, a liner, and then this is Smart Wool mid-weight hiker sock. And that's pretty much what I expect to hike in. I could go with a little thicker sock for if it's really particularly cold. So I'm just getting used to them, to tell you the truth. They're a big transition from anything that I've had previously. The only thing that come close to them are the actual running shoes that I have. So anyway, that's kind of the initial impression with them. Today I thought I would go over a thorough initial review of the INOV8 325s. I have worn mine on 4 occasions. 2 of them while it was raining. One of them was raining quite hard, and I completely saturated them on purpose, going through mud puddles and that sort of thing, to see how they would dry after they were completely saturated. Today what I thought I would do is show you a couple of the issues that I've had in just getting used to them, getting comfortable with them. What you will find, in short, is that you spend less time breaking in the shoes and more time breaking in yourself if you're used to a traditional hiking shoe, or of course it would be a long stretch to go from a hiking boot to the 325 trail runners. In spite of their mid-ankle design, they are very light, super comfortable, very cushiony, but there are issues as far as just getting used to the fact that you feel like you have a slipper on your foot rather than a hiking shoe. So as a consequence, when you go uphill, downhill, or more importantly laterally, it feels like the stability isn't there. But they feel like they're going to roll on you, but they don't. The traction with them is exceptional, which probably actually contributes to the feeling that the boot itself is going to roll on you because the sole is so sticky. But I'm going to try to demonstrate them just as I move along here. Let me just move you from me down to the shoes, and I'll probably have to go to voiceover as I do this, but I will explain to you how the shoes perform and what it is as far as getting used to or comfortable with the 325s. Okay, I've picked a couple of areas of significant terrain here. I hope it's evident in the video. And you're going to see me stop a couple of times to simply challenge the shoes on different grades in order to give you a sense of how they twist, roll, torque, and that sort of thing, and their flexibility. Right now, I have about 40 trail miles on the shoes and on the 325s, and I'm just now overcoming the sort of mental block that I had that associated weight and inflexible sole and compression of my foot with stability. I also changed out the sole insert in order to provide, I put a green superfeed in there to make them a little bit stiffer on the bottom. And I'm also tightening the laces a little bit tighter with a locking lace in order to, because I think I mentioned I have a 9 to 9.5 size foot in an 11 size shoe because of the length of the shoe, not just the width. And those things have really now brought me to a point that I'm very comfortable in the 325s. But they are a runner, trail runner, and so they're designed for shock absorption, and that's why I've mentioned a couple times that they have sort of a cushy feel. But they also have an integrated rock plate on the bottom, and I did test that on a number of jagged rocks in the area, and I can attest that it's actually very beneficial. They also, along the ankle, have a good structure, particularly laterally, but the way that they are cut, they allow a lot of forward and backward movement. So they're very comfortable that way. They're only 12 ounces, and so I think they're really super light and comfortable, and I'm really pleased so far with what they're doing. So that's where we stand, and I will get back to you. Thank you. Thanks for everything, guys.